Hello everyone, I'm Sakshi Bhikchandani from 9th standard, and in this video I'm going to explain you a topic which is related to chapter number 5, that is the fundamental unit of our life. So the fundamental unit of our life, that is cell, as we all know. So it is the smallest entity of our body and it do the smallest function of our body, taking from digestion, excretion, breathing and etc. are performed by cell only. So it is the smallest entity in our body and it performs these functions with the help of cell organelles which are present in the cell itself. So we are going to study a topic related to the cell only, that is cell membrane. So let's get started with our topic. So the cell membrane, which is also known as plasma membrane, is the outermost covering of the cell, and it is the membrane which separates the inner content of the cell from the outer environment. So it is a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable means that it allows the entry and exit of only specific molecules. So these specific molecules such as gases and water can move inside and outside the cell through the cell membrane only. So it will not allow the movement of any other substances. It will only allow the movement of substances which are required by the cell. So now let's study that how the movement takes place inside the cell. So what happens? There is a process which is known as diffusion. It is a process in which the movement of any substance from a region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration takes place. So let's understand this through an example. So what happens during the cellular respiration, the amount of CO2, that is carbon dioxide, increases inside the cell. So the amount of CO2 outside the cell is less comparatively. So what will happen, that the CO2 which is present in high concentration inside the cell will come out. So this is done by diffusion only. That means the substance take place from the higher to lower concentration. Similarly O2, that is oxygen, which is present outside the cell in large concentration, right? So it will move the cell, inside the cell, and this also takes place with the help of diffusion only, because the more concentration of O2 is going inside the cell where the concentration is low. Now let's study that what happens when we put any animal cell or plant cell inside any solution. So there are basically three conditions. The first condition is that if the medium is higher water concentration than the cell, then what will happen? The water will move inside the cell, and as a result the cell will swell. So what will happen? The cell will swell and the water will move inside the cell, right? So this type of solution is known as hypotonic solution. The second condition is that when the medium has the same concentration of water as the cell has, so what will happen as a result? There will be no net movement of water inside and outside the cell, and such solution is known as isotonic solution. Let's move to the third condition. So what is third condition? When the medium has less concentration of water as compared to the cell, so what will happen? The cell will shrink. That means the amount of water is more in the cell, that is why it will come out by the diffusion process. Okay, let me tell you that there is one more process which is known as osmosis. It is a process in which it is like similarly it is similar to diffusion process. That means in diffusion any matter, whether solid, liquid and gas, can do this thing, and in osmosis only water can perform. That means the water molecules will come from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration, and this is known as osmosis. Thank you.